So I worked with foam for the first time in a cosplay, and it was to make Vash's arm, and I kind of thought it'd be fun to show the process. So the first step was to cut out all the little pieces that will make up the arm, fingers, and hands. I used this long black glove as the base as to what I was going to put all of the foam onto. And this is me going through, just for the most part, seeing that the pieces fit, how they would fit, and making sure that I cut them all the proper length. This is me going through and making adjustments and such. I do want to emphasize that I did not make this arm design. I actually bought it off of Etsy. I will put the link somewhere on the screen here if you would like to also go and buy your own. So what I'm doing here is I will look at my reference pictures, see how they'll fit on my arm, add in any details or adjustments, and then I will use the heat gun to make the foam very bendy and easily shaped. Once I have it where I want it to be, I tape it to it so that when it cools, it will hopefully stay in the shape that I formed it into. And this is me seeing how the pieces go together. And then for some parts of the arm, I went through and I glued the pieces together ahead of time. So I just go through and I add a little details. And this is me looking at what I have done and then the reference picture. At this point, I didn't even know if I was doing it right. I was so nervous. Here's an example of the hand. Then I went through after it cooled with this primer paint, which everything I read online said to make sure you put a coat of primer on before you put any paint on. So I did exactly that with all these pieces. And that's how we got from this to blue. The paint I used was just your standard acrylic foam paint. Now for the hand, I glued it all onto the glove itself, but for this larger arm piece, the front and back, I used Velcro as a way to get it onto my arm. I just found it was a lot easier than trying to glue it to the glove and make it fit over my hand. And you can see here I had a little oopsie daisy. It was a little too short, so I cut out a circle piece to put over top and try and cover that up. It kind of worked, so. But this is it. This is the full arm and how it looks. Again, all the hand pieces are glued to the glove, and I have the arm piece Velcroed over top. I might go through and add details with more paint, but for the most part, this is done, and I'm very excited to show it off at KatsuCon next month. I'm not gonna lie, for my very first foam work, like ever, I'm kind of very proud of what I did. I did not expect it to look this good on the first attempt, but yeah.